Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Bob's Angels. Welcome to episode 21. We are going to continue the biter slaying this episode. Yes, we started off there by having a look on the map. That big red blob has probably doubled in size since I first noticed it. It's quite a serious problem. I've done a tiny bit of playing in between episodes, nothing important. I've upgraded the Javolite mine to Mark III miners because we're now just on the infinite patches, and I wanted to increase the rate in which the Javolite was coming in because we're using it quite a bit. And the main reason why we're using it more is I've also added some basic Javolite sorting. I've not switched from the crystal stuff. I've done additional sorting as well, as because of the higher mark crushers we've got, we're making more crushed Javolite, which I've used for sorting. So I've put a circuit condition in to say if there's more than 1,000 in the warehouse, then do the basic sorting. I should probably flip it around the other way. So we've needed to increase the income of Javolite for that. So yeah, we're going to keep on pushing up building this corridor towards the sapphirite. We need it desperately. And I start working on the left-hand side of the corridor bit this episode. We did the right up to the lake. We put in some very crude defences to stop any biters from respawning bases. Now, they won't stop these huge waves coming out that come and attack me when I'm near biter bases, but it will hopefully prevent any groups looking to set up new nests, because those groups aren't anywhere near as big as these. So we keep pushing up this side. I did also spend about 10 minutes allowing turrets and ammunition to buffer in between episodes. Otherwise, we wouldn't have enough to even do this. But we do have an almost full yellow belt of iron coming in. And there's several occasions like this where we just get attacked from every direction. The biter groups are circling round and attacking me from below. There's biter bases assisting from other directions. There's just a huge number of biters being killed, just like last episode, really. And we've also got a combination of Mark 1 and 2 sniper turrets. I'm also trying to stick solely to sniper turrets this episode because it seems to be a bit more efficient with ammunition. I just need to make sure I've got a hell of a lot of them down to deal with these large swarms that are coming at us. Also got to apologise for my voice is a bit sore again today, so it does sound a bit croaky. So another big issue I've had recording today. This episode will probably be out now if it wasn't for the fact that after 2 hours, I wanted to sit down and record for 2 hours, so I did. And I realised that OBS hasn't recorded the desktop sound properly. So it's just 2 hours of silence. Now, I debated for a bit whether I should just stick some random lift music over it and do the commentary and have the original video recording, or fix the problem with OBS and then record it again. I recorded it again, and now I kind of wish I just stuck the music on. But at least we get the game sounds this way. And I kind of did it a bit more efficiently this time because I was using normal turrets last time, and then I decided to change. But there was one scene that didn't reoccur in this one where we got as many biters coming at us in every direction as there almost physically is space for. I mean, we do have a similar occurrence of in a bit, but it just wasn't the same. I might put some pictures of that up at some point to get out of the video. But yeah, I went and recorded again, and now I'm kind of rushing a bit again to get this video out. But we're just placing some Mark 1 sniper turrets to build a sort of crude boundary. I mean, this isn't going to stop them very well. They do get destroyed quite easily, but, you know, it's better than nothing. And if I have nothing, they'll quickly populate this area in no time. I'm not too bothered about them populating them a little bit because the new bases are very small. Just like that one there. Very easy to deal with. Very quick. So it's not the end of the world. You know, this is probably better than losing a load of turrets and using more resource until we can build the proper wall, which I don't want to do until we've got most of the area cleared, because it's just going to get taken down with me hanging around. The wall down in the southwest hasn't really been attacked because there's no pollution, or there's very little pollution, and I'm not around there. If I'm around, the bases come and attack me. So we come and reshuffle the turret production. We don't want any more Mark 2s created. I've got enough on me to push with, and I can use Mark 1s for marking the territory, because these use a lot of steel, and we need steel for the piercing ammo. But I do then turn on some Mark 1 turret production, or at least I believe I do. I might have switched it off and then switch it on again in a bit. I don't know. But yeah, extremely frustrating not being able to use that footage, no audio. It's basically, I've been having some issues with my PC lately. It's been freezing a little bit. I thought it was because I hoovered it about a month ago to get dust out, and I thought maybe there's some residue dust in the wrong place and it's causing hardware issues. But unfortunately, no dust. I mean, it's kind of fortunate, but I'd like to find the cause of my machine freezing. I built this machine quite a few years ago. The specs are in the YouTube about bit on the channel, but it's getting a bit old now, and it's starting to have problems. But yeah, those Mark 1 turrets we put out to mark the perimeter were all destroyed, or most of them were, so that was a bit silly really. So I took them back and added a nice sort of group of them at the end to try and stop that from happening. But we will get some proper defences put in at some point. But I don't know what I'm going to do at the sapphirite, because mining that sapphirite is going to cause a huge amount of pollution, which is going to cause constant attacks. And without the turrets being properly loaded by the base, the biters are going to quickly dismantle that mining area. So I'm going to need to be careful and build a good set of defences there and get on with the military train pretty early on. So once we've completed getting the sapphirite and building the defences, the next agenda is going to be building a proper station and getting defences properly automated in terms of being reloaded, which again is going to take a lot of resource, but hopefully once we've got the sapphirite we'll be okay. So yeah, this video is just a constant rhythm of me doing some pushing, coming back for ammunition when I start to run a bit low, but it's all done with Mark II sniper turrets, because they're the most efficient way of killing at the moment. But yeah, we keep trying to work towards our goal of the sapphirite. This is about an hour and a half, or just under an hour and a half's worth of footage at about 4 times speed. I think it's just under 4 times. I thought I'd stick around with the 20-minute mark. But yeah, originally I wanted to do 2 hours, but because of the audio problems, yeah, I've not got time today. And we get close to the sapphirite. We have a look at the evolution, which is at 8.3. I think we started off around 8.1, 8.2 at the start of this episode. And we come back to grab some more ammunition. And currently the steel is what's slow, which is why I wanted to shut off the different kinds of turret production. So yeah, there we go. We pick up some Mark 1 sniper turrets there and turn off the production of them. We also take a look at that big red cloud down in the south, which is yeah, very threatening. Could be an ender for the series in various ways. It could suddenly be triggered and would be a pretty unstoppable force. But I think the more likely explanation is after putting my post on Reddit to get an idea of what it was. I've had a few messages off people that have had the same issue. It's a pathfinding bug where the biters will just keep increasing in number because of the pollution, and I'll have to go and deal with it at some point, because otherwise it's going to crash the PSU and the computer's not going to be able to deal with it. So I've been keeping an eye on that. It's currently at 50 oh sorry, UPS, not PSU. I don't know why I called it PSU, or it might be PSU, I can't remember. I'm not good at remembering these things. But it's currently at 50 over 60 FPS. I mean, I don't know what it is exactly. Someone could probably explain what it is, or I'll go and look it up. Anyway, so our collection of turrets on the end gets ruined again, and I just decide, oh, let's just stick some more turrets in. Can't be bothered with it. I'm getting fed up enough with the pushing, especially having to re-record all the footage again. It's getting quite tedious. And then I decide to bring it back and increase the number of turrets at the end of the line for this bit. Just to try and prevent it from getting destroyed, and it's partially doing its job of stopping bases. But clearly they still keep popping up. We've just dealt with another one there. And we're still having the hunting groups coming out. And I actually run away from that one. I can't be bothered with it, which is probably a bad idea. It's probably going to hit that wall of turrets and do a lot of damage. So I come over to try and finish the west side of the corridor because that's not turreted all the way up. This one's standing a bit stronger because we used Mark II sniper turrets and Mark III normal turrets to wall this bit off. But unfortunately they're that expensive, I can't afford to do that everywhere. But if we push these bases out enough, hopefully there'll be less attacks on the rudimentary defences that we put out. But yeah, we really need that sapphirite if we're going to look at automating the reloading of all defences. And there's no point building the new station until we've got that second ore coming in, which is going to be the next agenda, I think. We also need some stereotype or crutonium, or is it crutonium? I even looked this up in between episodes because it didn't sound right before. I think it's crutonium. Just sounds a bit weird. But yeah, we're going to need some more ores coming in to justify building the new station. And thank you to one of the commenters giving us a solution to building a circuited station so that I can have an Omni belt unloading station and have it so it doesn't jam up, because the way I'm going to do it means if there's too much of one ore, it's going to jam the system up, and ore's not going to be able to pass through. I still haven't decided exactly how I'm going to lay the station out, but I'll probably just wing something a bit different than normal, because it's fun to try different designs and not just go for the same old format. But yeah, that's going to be roughly where the station is at the moment, but it's going to be sort of 4, 5, 6 Omni unloading station, which will be nice, with using loaders to sort what comes out of each station. So we come down and get yet more ammunition, and the steel's now starting to back up, which is great, but copper's now the problem. And because we're sorting Givolite, we're getting twice as much iron as we are copper, so there's now a bit of a copper shortage, and it would be nice to get the crutonium, or yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up again. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. It's a bit annoying when the names of stuff are wrong, but oh well, you know what I mean. The white ore to get some copper, because there's one within the wall in the southwest. It's just very close to the wall, so that's going to create a large amount of pollution again, causing us more biter problems. These biters just don't stop causing me problems. They're a constant thorn in my side. But that's what I get for having this set up, and I'm determined to make this work. I don't want this series to end anytime soon. So, yeah, just got to keep battling on. But like I said earlier, we get very close to the sapphirite, but not all the way there. I reckon in another episode we'll be able to access it. How stable that access is, I don't know. The biters could very easily stop us from being able to utilise it. So we're going to have to put in some pretty good defences around the sapphirite. But once that's in, we can do some sapphirite sorting. This bit's especially difficult. I actually retreat from the biters because they're getting pretty bad. I'm running out of ammo, and I drag them down to a bottleneck. But at the same time, we get an attack down here where I removed some turrets thinking that it wouldn't get attacked. And that was a pretty big mistake because they all get wiped out, and a load of track also gets taken out. So we put in most of our turrets down with a fair amount of ammo. We come and grab some rail to replace that. And while I'm here, I might as well come and grab some ammunition and see how the turrets are doing, because I just keep switching it on and off. I also forgot to mention earlier, I did cut off the copper to the logistics system, thinking that was a good idea. But of course we need copper to produce those Mark 1 sniper turrets. So we get the track repaired, get that all fixed up. Throughout this episode, the Givolite keeps running out because the time it takes to fill a train is still longer than the amount of Givolite we're going through in the sorting. So there's a couple of times where I manually call it up. There's another time where I go to manually call it up, and the train actually was just about on its way of its own accord from a full load. But towards the end of the episode, we do really drastically run out of resources. I run out of ammunition on my person, and there's none at the base as well. So I'm going to have to do something in between episodes if I'm to carry on biter slaying next episode. I'd like to take a break from biter slaying for an episode, but there's not really much we can do with the lack of resources. Plus, if I play for an hour, or this whole area is just going to get repopulated again, and all my hard work will be relatively undone. The bases that will spawn here will be smaller and easier to deal with, but still, I'll have lost ground. So I need to work out what I'm going to do in between episodes to have enough resources to continue for the episode and not let too many biter bases spawn. But yeah, I'll work out what I'm going to do to keep this going, because I want to get to the Zephyrite. One of the things I noticed when I was doing the 2 hours of footage that had no audio, but I didn't really mention at the start of this because I didn't really notice me doing it, but at the start of the 2 hours, I drove out, or I decided to go out on foot, not take the car to risk losing it. After the first wave of pushing, when I went back to get some ammo, I drove back out, forgetting to leave the car behind, and then realised the car's empty. I can just dismantle it and put it in my pocket. So yeah, and that's what I'm doing in this episode. I keep putting the car out, driving to where I want to go, and then picking it back up, which I don't know why I never realised before. It's so obvious and so handy. Look, I can just jump in it and just drive off and pick it up. It's great. And there are some moments where I just jump in the car and drive off to run away from the biters. I'm not sure if that's a bit that's happened yet, or it's yet to happen, but it was quite amusing at the time, and it looked pretty good at this kind of speed. So as we drove past there, the ores stopped coming through again, and we get here and there's virtually no ammo. So I realise there's no copper coming through, and then when I go to look at the train, it had already just been on its way up with a full load. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. So I think what I'm going to do in between episodes is allow the resources to buffer, but also just sort out those east and west rudimentary defences to allow us to pass through here without biters bothering us. Because if I walk too close to either side, that triggers the bases to send out some groups to come and find me, and then they hit those rudimentary defences, which either get destroyed or close to being destroyed and run out of ammunition. So I come up to try and extend this side, and there's already another base spawned here. This was clear earlier, which is a bit frustrating. But I actually complete that side with some Mark II turrets. I get a bit frustrated and chuck some of those down. But now I haven't got very many, so I'm probably going to have to build a few more next episode if I'm going to leave those there. I could, of course, replace them with some Mark Is, but we come and finish pushing that base up there. We actually drive along here, triggering a few base attacks, and we ignore them. We come and heavily push into this biter base here, and we take out some of the nests. So yeah, the evolution is getting on quite a bit. We start to get some green of the Bob's biters. I'm not sure what the green means. I think purple's acid, yellow's the fire spitter ones. I don't know. I could probably look it up with a bit of scouting. I just didn't bother to do it in the episode. But yeah, this is quite a large base to push out. It's a large L shape. We're sort of pushing into the corner of the L, but we churn our way into the middle with biters coming at us quite a lot from the west. They also get. I also take a tiny bit of damage there from the gas cloud. Oh, is that what the green ones are then? It's the gas spitters and biters, I guess. Gas, poison. That's it, poison ones. But yeah, the evolution's getting on quite a bit. It's getting harder and harder to deal with these waves, which is generally why I want Mark II sniper turrets and piercing ammo. It may be a bit more resource intensive, but if I'd stuck with normal rounds, I think getting around to this point, I would be struggling quite a bit, even with the Mark II turrets. I mean, once I got 50 turrets on me, I'm okay. You know, it's just the piercing ammo I need. So I run out of my tool there. I don't have the resources on me to build another, but it was coming up to about an hour and a half's playthrough. So I decided to come back and just have a look at the final situation. And we do get attacked quite a bit. And I look at getting some more Mark II turrets built. But that's going to be all we have time for this episode. We're still balancing on the very edge of a stalemate and failing and being able to succeed. But I'm determined. I'm going to, have a good go at it and get it done. But I do hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully see you guys next time. Bye-bye.